find out what's going on, get involved, change things from the inside, make a difference, take pride. Multicultural at its best. The Luisa Marshall Show. Coming up.
Today, all new Simply the Best. Get inspired. The launching of the Filipino Healthcare Exclusive Care Program in BC. A major breakthrough in the Philippines healthcare industry. A healthcare solution designed for the overseas global Filipino workers to cope up with financial difficulties brought about by the sudden death or illness of their loved ones back home. Let's talk about the hottest topic in the community. The showdown of two Filipino Canadian political candidates causing a clash of views and mixed emotions within the Filipino community. Political candidate Gabby Kalaw challenges incumbent MLA Mable Elmore in the Vancouver-Kensington riding this coming BC provincial election. Find out what it is about this riding that may have attracted two community candidates. All these coming up. This is the best thing that ever happened for the overseas Filipino workers and migrants. A major launching was held at the Multicultural Helping House Society on March 8 in cooperation of the Philippine Consul General Jose Ampeso, the Integrated Management Services Philippines, ICS Canada, and Care Card Pilipinas. Take a look.
Be bought. Peace of mind that you know for yourself that if something happens to your loved ones in the Philippines, someone would take care of them. And that someone is us. Medication during.
What can I say?
This is the greatest thing that ever happened to families of Filipino immigrants.
Healthcare is one of the most important things we have to concern ourselves with these days. While we are here in Canada, having left our families back home in the Philippines, we cannot have peace of mind if our families cannot be assured, among other things, of competent, reliable, and affordable healthcare.
Whether we like it or not, admit it or not, the Philippine government could not afford universal health care for all of us.
Wow, another launching. And it's very, very successful. There are lots of people out there. So what can you say now to our kababayans who are watching?
Well, it's really overwhelming. The support that these people are giving to this program, it's really, really amazing. I'm so happy, I'm so glad that a lot of people are supporting our advocacy, this crusade to help the Philippines lift up these healthcare barriers.
And Kuya Alvin, wow,
yeah.
Amazing. What a collaboration.
Oh, yes, yes. Alam mo.
She found the right person, and it's you.
Thank you, Luisa.
Yeah, the right person, it's you.
Thank you, Luisa. No? Pero alam mo, sa totoo lang, natouch ako ng gusto when it was the Philippine Consul General who is now endorsing it. Ano? Kasi alam mo, kanina doon sa speech niya, he was saying how much this will help not only our kababayans in the Philippines who will benefit from the program, but yung mga taong nandito rin, ano? It will give us the peace of mind that we have been longing to have, na hindi na tayo nag-aalala sa kanila, that there is a company who will be taking care of them, who is affiliated with almost 400 hospitals there. So it's something that really even the consulate would like to accept as a true healthcare for the Filipino people. Kaya nakakatuwa. At kami kanina nung nakita mo yung reaction ng mga tao, we really felt that, sabi nga kanina, this is perhaps the best thing that happened this year. The introduction of the exclusive care program para sa kamag-anak natin. And we will continue on until a lot of people really will be able to benefit from this.
How important is this to our kababayans in the Philippines? Miles?
Yes, hi, thank you, Luisa. Well, this is very important because with the help of the people here in Canada, the Filipinos living and working in Canada, the Pinoys back home, the relatives back home will have a comprehensive healthcare program, and they will not worry anymore in times of sickness and in times of accidents. And I really am so happy about the launch and have a piece of good news that I'm going to bring back to the Philippines.
So you're based in the Philippines? You are?
Yes, I am. I just came here to attend the launch because since the benefits are provided to Pinoys in the Philippines, it is a must that somebody from the Philippines come over to discuss and to present the program.
It's an amazing program. And just like what you said, the first time I heard you talking about this, that's the best news I've ever heard in my 23 years of living here in Canada. No, really, this is the best that will ever happen to our kababayans, to our loved ones back there, and to us too. Yeah, because I still have lots of families back there.
Yeah, right.
How about you? You have a big family?
Yeah! It actually started as a dream, and now it's really gaining grounds. I mean, when you really would like to help, this is the best thing. This is the best project. This is something that is very unique. It provides meaning to somebody else's life, and that is what we really want to happen. And doing this in British Columbia is absolutely a winner.
It is a winner. It is a winner, and you guys are all winners.
Thank
this
you,
is amazing. Okay, so where do they go to find out some information on this?
Yeah, well, they can always contact Kuya Alvin, Care Card Filipinas. And the telephone number, Kuya Alvin, is
604-773-6641.
And what about online?
Online, they can actually go to filipinohealthcare.com if they want more information about that. Although ang gusto nga nating sana is for them to be able to really come up with a real presentation, because it is a time where there could be an interaction. Sometimes they have questions, so we could actually fill in what other questions they have para dun pa lang masiguro na nila na itong programa pinapasukan nila ay tama at maayos.
Oh, yeah. Right, that's so true. Maayos. Oh my goodness. Congratulations for this one.
Thank you.
And I guess we have to start congratulating everybody who wants to be a part of this. I'm speechless. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming here to Vancouver, and I hope you have a nice trip back to Toronto.
Yes, I hope. I always have a good time here in British Columbia.
Mamasyal pa kami.
Well, let me know. But
yeah, because they're leaving already, so they haven't explored Davy Place. So.
Oh my goodness!
Thank you so much for coming out with the office. Watch out for our office. Yeah, it's gonna be announced soon here in Vancouver.
That's right. So we would like to say to our viewers, don't forget, your health is your wealth. So to all our wonderful friends back there, to our kababayans, to our loved ones, relatives, lahat na, kapitbahay, everybody, di ba? I think this is the best news, so please spread the word.
We actually created the tagline for it. Healthcare para sa kamag-anak, peace of mind para sa inyo.
Yeah. Get the exclusive card advantage.
Thank you so much. Good luck, guys. Thank you.
Luisa.
God bless you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Amazing. Amazing. Simply the best. Don't go away. We'll be back with political candidates MLA Mable Elmore and Gabby Kalaw.
Oh, word.
Okay, yeah. There have been rousing talks of concerns and views in the Filipino Canadian community and the Multicultural Society about the clash of two Filipino Canadian political candidates who are running against each other for the MLA office in the Vancouver-Kensington riding this coming BC provincial election. There are clashes of views in the Filipino Canadian community over Liberal candidate Gabby Kalaw's decision to challenge incumbent NDP MLA Mable Elmore. We tried to get them together. Unfortunately, due to their hectic schedules, Mable and Gabby couldn't be here at the same time. Oh well. street right.
Oh, word.
Okay, yeah.
Gabby Kalaw is a business development manager at the telecommunications software company.
Luisa, it's great. Yeah, I think everything's been fantastic. This is an exciting time for me and for everybody coming up.
The whole community is excited too. This is really pretty exciting. I have questions from the viewers. Mable Elmore is the first politician of Filipino ancestry to be elected as a member of the BC Legislative Assembly. Belated happy birthday.
Thanks so much.
What did you do on your birthday?
I had a party
Yeah.
and celebrate my birthday, so friends and family, and also made it as a campaign fundraiser support for my re-election campaign. I can't believe it. It's been 4 years since the last election, and I'm getting ready to run again for my re-election.
Please watch as they answer some very relevant questions sent by the viewers. There's a growing number of Filipino Canadians who are joining Canadian politics. What would you say is the most important trait for a politician, and why?
Well, I think listening to people is important. My job and my role and responsibility as an MLA is to listen to constituents, to bring forward their concerns and issues at the legislature, adopting legislation, and also helping them with issues. So that means meeting with community groups, individuals, the business community, and really all people who have issues and concerns. I have to be able to listen to their issues and be able to help them resolve their problems, whatever it may be.
Well, I think for politicians, it's just passion. You have to care about your community. You have to care about what it is you want to do and why you're running, right? I mean, what I want to do is really build on what the work you've done and our community's done here in Canada. So a passion and caring about what community you represent is very important. I think that's the most important thing, because then you get a genuine representative.
Could you honestly be able to say that your first step to enter provincial politics is trustworthy? And why did you say so?
Well, I think to represent, Filipinos and Vancouver Kensington is an honor. I mean, this, again, going into wanting to have passion for representing and building on what the community has done. I mean, I'm so excited to see a lot of Filipinos run for politics and want to step up and represent our growing community. I think we've done a lot of work in the community over the past 30 years. There's nothing more trustworthy than wanting to carry on the legacy that your family brings you here for, which is to build a better life, not just for me, but for everybody out here.
Well, I think I've been interested in community issues since high school. So it's a few years, yeah. I've been involved in the Filipino community for over 20 years, mainly around advocating for caregivers and living caregiver issues. I really got involved in provincial politics after 2001 when the BC Liberals were elected. They passed some laws and legislation, Bill 29 in particular, that had a dramatic impact. It was the contracting and privatization of jobs in the healthcare sector, the largest layoff in Canadian history of women workers, women of color workers. A big portion of those were Filipino women who lost their jobs, lost their mortgages, their homes, had to work 2 jobs. So I thought that was really unfair. It motivated me to get involved and advocate on those issues. So that's when I really got involved in provincial politics.
From your personal perspective, what are the top 3 challenges that are facing the Filipino Canadian community in British Columbia's multicultural society? What do you see as resolutions or possible opportunities can you suggest?
Well, I've had the opportunity to travel British Columbia, meet community groups right across the province, from the interior to the north, to the island. And I would say that One of the top priorities and concerns is the need to support newly arriving families, particularly families who've been reunited under the Live-In Caregiver program. They're often been separated for many years. There's marriage breakdown, stress on kids to integrate, so there needs to be support for those families. There needs to, second, be support for the kids when they go into high school to ensure that they're successful, right? It's culture shock, they're adjusting. We have to provide support to them. There's been cuts to a lot of those support workers. We need to make sure that they're successful because that's important. They have to graduate high school, get into some type of college or upgrading. That's going to put them on a route of success for their lives in their career. And third, I think it's important to address the issue of we have 60,000 temporary foreign workers in BC. They basically don't have a lot of rights. They don't have services. We need to ensure that they're treated fairly and that in cases where they can, their foreign credentials are recognized.
For British Columbians and Filipino Canadians, economy is always number one. Right? Anything we want to do always comes from the state of our economy. And one of the big opportunities we have here is always because we have had a strong economy for the past 10 years. I mean, I'm a big supporter of the BC Liberal government, obviously because I'm running, and because we've grown the economy to create such a great place to live in the last 10 years. And while the rest of the world is still struggling, it's important for us to be able to focus on what's making BC work and focus on our vision for the future. So the first issue is maintaining our future growth and jobs for the economy. A second issue, you're talking about our community, is the diversity. And what do we do with that diversity? Filipinos are the third largest immigrant population now and the largest source country for immigrants in Canada. This is a well-known fact and something that we're always very proud of, right? I think it's great. But what do we do with that? I think we build on that and let's introduce ourselves to the rest of Canadian society. And then that brings me to the third step, to the third issue, which is, I think, leadership and stepping up. You can't bring ourselves to the rest of Canadian society until we start doing what it takes to be part of that and start occupying the roles and striving for excellence in the roles of business, politics, charity, wherever it is that leadership's required.
As a candidate for the seat, what are you doing to reach out to the different ethnic minority communities in Vancouver, Kensington?
When you talk about what I would do, it's simply to be inclusive and prepare yourself to be part of those communities. I mean, the other day I was door knocking and met a Ghanaian gentleman in the riding. In Ghana is a place where I worked as a human rights journalist for a year. I was able to greet him in his language. And and you talk about language, there's a lot of Chinese in our riding and in Vancouver, Kensington. And they're comfortable, just like many Filipinos are comfortable in Tagalog, they're comfortable in Cantonese.
It was such a privilege to be elected as the first MLA of Filipino heritage, and the Filipino community in Kensington really plays a big role. Kensington, Vancouver, Kensington, it's one of the most diverse constituencies in British Columbia, and so we really make an effort, I make an effort to ensure that we reach out and that people feel welcome. So what does that mean? It means services are translated in Chinese, Punjabi, and other languages as necessary. It means that we have staff who are able to connect with different groups, particularly Chinese, because that's the largest group. And we also make an effort to partner with community organizations.
We have recently heard about the current government's alleged misuse of government money related to the ethnic vote plan.
Yes.
Tell us concrete ways that you would communicate with all communities. How would you earn trust, particularly in the cultural communities?
Yeah, I think what has been exposed through this scandal of the Liberal outreach plan, it was found that the Liberal government used money illegally to try and gain support in those communities. That was wrong, and they're having to repay money. I think there's no shortcut in terms of legitimately and in an authentic way connecting with communities. It takes a lot of legwork, it takes a lot of effort. You have to be sincere, I think, and take the time to get to know communities and organizations. They're not simplistic, monolithic groups. It's very, very complex. There are a lot of different issues. So the approach I take is to take the time to meet with community leaders, organizations, business groups, hear their concerns, listen to them, and try and work together for issues and results that they want to see.
This outreach is something that everybody has to do. And outreach is something that's required to communicate, whether you're a business, a government, or any sort of organization, to communicate with your clients and your customers. That's how you reach people. Right? To make an issue about ethnicity, I think, is a huge disservice to everybody, because we're British Columbians. We're a diverse group, and this is about who we are as people. I think, for myself, as I mentioned before, I'm a very inclusive person and really like to interact with people of all stripes, and I think that it would come very easy to me. And also, I just treat people with the same way I want to be treated, with respect and with humility. That's and acknowledge everybody's strengths. That's the way I was raised, and that's the way I think people want to be treated as well.
The status of foreign-trained workers is a very important topic for Filipinos, especially for Filipinos, and many other ethnic communities. Can you comment on how you think the government should deal?
I've had the fortune, growing up in Canada, to be able to meet a lot of people in other countries through work, through experience, and know that firsthand they're just as capable as people here in Canada. And our challenge is to make sure that the credentials, we find ways those credentials can match up. As somebody who, on my day-to-day job, speaks with a lot of engineers in the Philippines and in Asia and in the States, regardless of where they're from, I know that they can do the work to the government, because that helps the government see, through personal experience, new ways that the foreign-trained workers can adapt to Canadian society.
Well, we saw the groundbreaking and precedent-setting resolution to the Denny's class action lawsuit by temporary foreign workers. So I think that really has reverberated across Canada in terms of sending a very strong message that it won't be tolerated to exploit and take advantage of temporary foreign workers. And what we need to see, I think, Luisa, is a recognition of that all workers should be treated equally, that their rights should be protected. If they come to work in Canada, they should have a pathway to citizenship. That's how our immigration policy developed. That's how people came to Canada. That's how my mother came to Canada as a nurse. She came as an immigrant.
In the Vancouver-Kensington riding, we will have 2 Filipino Canadian candidates in competition. What is it about this riding that may have attracted 2 community candidates?
Well, when you look at Vancouver-Kensington, I mean, just last year they were trying to, was it just last year or the year before, trying to make a portion of Vancouver-Kensington, a Filipino town. And not just because a lot of Filipinos live there, but this is where a lot of Filipinos come to work, live, and play. Every year they have the Hear It Festival, which has, well, last year, depending on the numbers, a lot of people. It filled the entire Memorial Park. It's a location where Filipinos like to gather and is almost becoming our own. And so it's natural for that parties want to recognize the Filipinos and the community by representing with one of their own.
It's the largest concentration of the Filipino community in Vancouver-Kensington out of the whole of BC. I've also had a chance to talk to many in the community, in the Filipino community in Vancouver-Kensington. One is the policy around privatization of healthcare jobs, cuts to education support workers, and I think these people are important to support the youth, especially newly arrived immigrant youth in schools. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to talk about some of those issues, bring them out. My message is really I'm encouraging the Filipino community to participate, to get involved. We have the numbers, we have such a big voice. I think there's still more potential to see.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Luisa.
Oh my God. Mable, good luck to you.
Go ahead.
Don't miss the Luisa Marshall Band at the Lulu's Lounge River Rock Casino, March 29th Friday and March 30th Saturday. Showtime, 9 p.m. Nanay Ko Po, a Kantawanan special concert featuring Fede Los Reyes with Pork and Beef, Saturday, May 11 at 7 p.m. at the Broadway Church, Vancouver. Tickets at 604-773-6441. Thanks to Exclusive Healthcare, Kuya Alvin Relleve, Josephine Almanzor, Mylene de Ocampo. Super thanks to MLA Mable Elmore and to Gabby Kalaw. Please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Be kind. Let's stop bullies. See you next Monday.